The Dantewada massacre of CRPF personnel should have shaken the Indian state out of its kid-glove approach to Maoists. It should have led to initiation of stern steps to root out Naxalism from Indian soil. But 3 years later, not much has changed. Tonight, we bring you a story that should finally force us to do a rethink on our strategy to this threat facing the Indian state. Pieced together from videos and journals maintained by Maoists themselves, we decode the Dantewada conspiracy. We should tell our viewers that some of the pictures are highly disturbing, so discretion is highly recommended. Jugal Purohit with his headlines today, national exclusive.
On April 6, 2010, the peace of the jungles of Dantewada was shattered by this fusillade of ammunition. For the first time ever, Headlines Today brings you actual footage shot by Maoists before, during and after the massacre at Dantewada. This bloody battle in the jungles of Chhattisgarh was to prove a game changer, stripping the Naxalite struggle of its legitimacy. After the Maoists had finished firing 3,000 rounds, 76 CRPF personnel lay dead. 9 Naxal leaders and scores of villagers were also killed in this take no prisoners encounter. The reason why the encounter proved so effective was because the entire plan was premeditated and then executed with clinical efficiency. Headlines Today has accessed Maoist literature detailing A to Z of the encounter. Maoists observed the road opening party of the CRPF from their camp 15 days prior to the attack. They then laid a trap 400 meters from the road to avoid civilians getting hurt. The Maoists allowed the entire company to move into the killing zone before firing the first shot. The Naxalites used 8 platoons, each having around 20 people, to ambush, 6 for assault, and 2 as stoppers to handle reinforcements. They dug trenches at the edges of the killing field and placed booby traps and claymore mines to hit personnel, anti-mine vehicles, and bulletproof vehicles. Such was the cold-blooded planning that they rehearsed the entire action at the site from March 31st for 3 straight days. After giving shape to their deadly conspiracy, the Maoists have shot their injured being treated and taken away deeper into the jungle. This even as CRPF men struggled to reach their fallen comrades. Headlines Today has also accessed footage of the cremations of the dead Naxals. They were treated as martyrs in a battle. They were credited with capturing this huge arsenal.
These brutalities were meant to demoralize India's fight against the Maoist menace. With the weapons that the rebels seized, they've gone on and killed and maimed many more of our men in uniform. However, what is not to be missed from all this is the steely determination, the level of training and commitment that the insurgents have imbibed to upset the fabric of this nation. The question is, what has the government done about it? Jugal Purohit in New Delhi for Headlines Today.
The literature retrieved from the Naxalites is an eye-opener. It meticulously details not just the planning of this dastardly attack, but even the post-mortem that followed the operation. Former Home Minister and now Finance Minister P. Chidambaram had said that Naxalism poses the single biggest threat to India's internal security. Anybody going through these videos and documents will be left with absolutely no doubt that Chidambaram was bang on. India cannot afford to treat Naxalites with kid gloves.
It was an area domination exercise that went horribly wrong for the CRPF. Headlines Today has learned the entire sequence of events that unfolded on that fateful morning of April 6, 2010.
Behind me is the area, the actual killing field, where the Maoists finished off 75 CRPF personnel and one policeman of the Chhattisgarh police. Let's just look at the details. The CRPF moving from their camp in Tintalnar towards Tadmetla, which is to the south, were actually on a little beyond this road. The Naxalites who were present in the entire area knew fully well how and where the CRPF men will travel from, had actually laid a trap in the area. In fact, they were practicing, rehearsing here for 3 days from the 31st of March till the D-date of 6th of April. As you're seeing, the Naxalites allowed the CRPF men to enter into their killing zone and started firing from 3 sides initially, which is when the men, in a natural course of action, tried to take cover behind the low-lying areas a little to the south. The Naxalites there opened up the fourth front, thereby ensuring that the blockade of the security personnel was complete. After that, almost 6,000 rounds were fired between the CRPF men who were trapped and the Naxalites who were sitting at the hilltops and in very advantageous position. And this entire encounter, which started at 5:45 a.m. continued till 9:30. In fact, transcripts show that the trapped CRPF men were constantly seeking more and more reinforcements. They wanted their colleagues to come from the Chintalnar camp and extricate, salvage the situation. As you're seeing here, bodies was found in different areas. This is a bulletproof vehicle which was called in from the Chintalnar camp, and when it tried to break into the ambush, break the ambush of the Naxalites, there was a mine which was laid in the area which exploded, killing the driver who was coming here to salvage the situation.
The degree of planning evident in the seized documents from Naxalites is chilling. After executing this massacre, the Naxalites had an extensive debrief session. The details of these are also available with Headlines Today. The Maoists write that they had a doubt whether the forces had planned a counter-offensive. It says they then changed their strategy and moved some of their soldiers to encircle the personnel. It also says that some of the mines could not be blown as they were too close to their own comrades. It also says while they succeeded in blasting the mine-protected vehicle, they could not seize the weapons as they were in a hurry to withdraw. Despite the failure, the Maoists captured a massive arsenal, one that will force the security forces to think twice before sending an underprepared force into the jungle again. With Jugal Purohit, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.